Good morning, welcome back to my channel. It's about 9 AM on Thursday the 2nd of January 25. I want to start today with a bit of Slimming World housekeeping. Right, with effect from tomorrow, the 3rd of January, at Iceland, if you are a Slimming World member with a membership card, which I think is the members who go to group, you can get 10% off. That's not only 10% off the Slimming World products, including hi-fi bars, it is 10% off your whole shop. Yeah, not a bad offer. I think it lasts for 2 weeks, but don't quote me on that, but I think it lasts for 2 weeks. The Slimming World range has increased this week at Iceland. We were pleasantly surprised to see quite a few more products, several more vegetarian and vegan options. There was a black bean and rice one that I intend to try. I was sad to see no Korean beef though, because that's my favourite. We did try now I'll try and get this right. No, you say it, Joe.
Chinese chicken fried rice.
Chinese chicken fried rice. Now this comes in a bag and you can either microwave the whole bag or you can stir fry it and add a little oil, maybe fry light or a couple of sins worth of olive oil to get it going. We did it in the microwave and I quite enjoyed it, but I added a lot of light soy sauce at the end. Next time I think, because I've got another one in the freezer, next time I think I would stir fry it with a couple of sins worth of olive oil and add some beaten egg, you know, where you can just tart it up with a bit of egg. There's plenty of chicken in it, so it's got protein, but I like a bit more protein. So I should be trying that probably at the weekend or Monday with the egg in. Yeah, the range is not bad and it's increasing. Joe's main criticism of it is that nearly everything is spicy. And I agree with him. When you look at the people who go to Slimming World, the vast majority of the people in my group are nearer my age than they are to 25. And do people, as they get older, tend to choose a lot of spicy food? I like spicy stuff. I'll go for 1 chilli or 2 chilies. Some of the Slimming World stuff I find a bit too spicy. My friend always says to stick a load of spice in to give it flavour because it's lacking fat. Maybe she's right. But, you know, some people do like spicy food. I wish they would do a little bit more that wasn't too spicy, because there was one dish that I quite fancied, which was prawn linguine, because I love the My Protein prawn linguine, which is 5 sins. But what we did notice with the Slimming World prawn linguine is that it's got quite a bit of chilli in it. That doesn't appeal to me. Also, was that one, Joe, where you had to add an A choice?
No, the other one you got, the cheesy chicken orzo or something. That you had to count an A choice, but the linguine I don't think so.
Yeah, so the chicken orzo you have to count an A choice. Now personally, and this is only my preference, I would rather count 5 sins and have a My Protein prawn linguine with a lovely creamy cheesy sauce than count the equivalent of 6 sins for an A choice for a Slimming World meal, because I find they're not cheesy enough for me and they're not creamy enough. I mean, I'll eat them if it's something convenient, but like the macaroni cheese with cauliflower, you have to use an A choice or count 6 sins, and I don't think it's that cheesy, to be honest. But it's all about preference, isn't it? And sometimes it really does come down to just convenience, because if you've got to have a hot meal and you've got to have something pretty quick, why not just stick one of those in the microwave for 12 minutes? Because they're the larger size meals. Anyway, yeah, 10% off from tomorrow across your whole shop, not just your Slimming World products. So you may not be into Slimming World meals, but you might be into shopping in Iceland for other things. If you get your hi-fi bars in Iceland, even with 10% off, it's still more expensive than getting them at group, because I think they're £2.45 there. Whereas what do we pay at group? £1.95. I tell you what I do find though, the ones in Iceland, the turnover's greater, they're a lot fresher. I think it depends which bars you buy. I only buy the peanut ones. I have bought them in some groups where they haven't been particularly fresh because I don't think they're the biggest seller. But trial and error. The other thing is Subway. If you're a Slimming World member and you have a membership card, apparently you can get 10% off a Subway salad. Now, I can't tell you anything about Subway salads really. I've never had one. I don't know how much they are. I don't know what the choices are to add into your salad or to have with your salad. I have seen people on Slimming World choosing to buy those and seeming to enjoy them. But if you buy them and you like them, tell us more about it. Tell us what the options are on the dressings and what the sin counts are like. Some Subways will give you 10% off everything they sell. Other Subways limit it to the Subway salads. I think if you're on Slimming World, you're not likely to be buying one of the huge subs, are you? But your partner or your friend or your kids might be. So that's my Slimming World housekeeping. What I want to talk about today is my weight. When I rejoined Slimming World on the 21st of May 2024, I decided to blind weigh. For a blind person, that's quite easy because you don't have the option of reading your book unless you ask somebody else to do it. And I wouldn't do that. So I went along, I got on the scales, I spoke to the lady who does the weigh-ins at my group and I said I don't want to know what my starting weight is and I don't want to know what I lose every week, as in what my total is. I just want to know, have I lost, have I gained, what have I lost, what have I gained, but not what my actual weight is, if that makes sense. So I've been going for 32 weeks. In the 32 weeks I've had 2 gains, one of half a pound and one of a pound, at weeks 10 and weeks 20. I've had 1 maintain and I've had 29 losses. So I'd made a decision and said at the end of the year I will face up to what I weigh. Now, in my mind, when I rejoined group, I knew I was somewhere probably between 15.5 and 16 stone. I've got 15.10 on the brain. I don't know really, apart from doing a weigh-in with my brother once, where that figure came from. But I went along to group and I joined, and I had said to the lady, don't tell me when I've lost my 10% because otherwise my brain will immediately work out what I started at. And unfortunately she was in a difficult place that day because her little cat had just died and she wasn't particularly focused on me. She'd got enough in her mind to do with her own problems. And she said, she rang the bell and she said 10%. Of course immediately my brain goes, ooh, and works out 10% from where I thought I was starting. And I've always had these figures going around my head, but I didn't know for sure what I weighed. Anyway, when I went to group on New Year's Eve, I asked her, what do I weigh today? Now I knew that I had lost 2 stone 8.5 pounds in those 32 weeks. And she said, today you are 12 stone 11.5. And I thought, well, that doesn't equate with what I thought I was. So I said, well, what was my starting weight? And she said, you started on the 21st of May at 15 stone 6. Right. So that gave me an immediate £4 reduction on where I thought I was. So that's where I finished the year. I finished the year at 12 stone 11.5. Now, today, or yesterday, I am starting my own £0.5 pound a week weight loss group. A group for one. My intention has been all the way through that I've been going back to group, aim to lose £0.5 pound a week. That's not a big loss, but it's consistent. And if I aim to lose £0.5 pound a week, I'm always going to be travelling in the right direction. I don't want to lose £3 one week, gain £2 the next, lose 1, gain half, lose 4. that messes with my head. I need to be consistent, I need to stick to the plan, I need to steadily take that tortoise journey in a slow direction. I like to do it via the scenic route. I don't want to be on the motorway. I'm not racing to get to this imaginary total that, I'm sorry, just never happens. You never cross the line. There is no finishing line when you've got a weight problem. As soon as you cross the finishing line, start to stuff your face, you'll be back at the start line. That's what works. That's what happens to me. So I'm prepared to take the scenic route. I'm on a slow journey, and I don't care how long it takes me to lose the weight, because I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. It's the only way I will ever stay away from being morbidly obese. When you've been 22 stone, I can promise you don't want to go back there. I might have got myself back up to 15 stone 6 without even trying. I wasn't paying attention. That's what happened. I just wasn't paying attention. I need to pay attention. So I'm launching my £half a week club, my club for one, my group for one. And if I lose £0.5 every week this year, in my calculations, by the end of the year I'll be in the top part of the 10 stones. Probably 10 stone 13 and a half or something, but it doesn't matter. It's something I can stay focused on. So I've passed the 12 stone 12, as in I am 12 stone 11 and a half. When I did it with Naomi, in my head I used to say, right, now I've passed that, I'll aim for 11 stone 11. And when I passed that, I'll aim for 10 stone 10. And then I did 9 stone 9, and I got target and stayed there, 8 stone 8. I'm not going that far this time. I'm a lot older than I'm 10 years older than when I joined Naomi's group. I've no desire to be 8 stone 8 today. But I do want to be £0.5 lighter every week. And if I'm only focused on eating really well and losing £0.5, anything I lose over that £0.5 is a bonus. But I am not going to be pushing myself, straining myself, stressing myself and starving myself to get there. Because I've done this 36.5 weight loss in 32 weeks. And all I've ever tried to lose is £0.5 a week. And I think Joe will support me in saying, I eat well, don't I, Joe?
Yeah, you eat really well, to be fair.
And I've never done Slimming World this way before, because I have done Slimming World every which way over the years, from Operation Starvation to, I don't believe in this plan, it'll work for everybody except me, so I might as well just eat, to swapping and changing. I've done carnivore, I've done vegan, I've done vegetarian. Vegetarian suits me, I like vegetarian food. Vegan didn't suit me because there's too much vegan junk out there and it's very high in sins. I imagined that when I had this idea to become a vegan, as I've said before, not for ethical reasons, for health reasons, I thought all vegans would be really healthy. Some of them are. Some of them are really, brilliant at it. Some of them live on the same sort of vegan junk that I lived on. And it wasn't conducive with doing Slimming World. You can do Slimming World as a vegan if you know what you're doing, and if you know how to use proteins, and if you count your sins, and if you have your A and B choices. But your choices are restricted, because as a vegan you don't have the number of choices that a vegetarian or omnivore, is that the right word? Whatever people generally eat. You don't have the same number of choices. You've got vegan cheeses, you've got vegan milks and whatever, but you haven't got the same amount of choice on vegan cheese that you have got on vegetarian cheese or ordinary cheese. So I've tried everything, but what I never really tried was sticking to plan and eating for satiation, and eating till I was so well satisfied that I never needed to be hungry, and eating what I like. I've tried doing it, eating salads. That lasted about 10 minutes. I've tried doing it eating SP. That lasted about 8 minutes. I need the whole gambit, the whole synergy of working this plan, which is, the protein, the free food, the speed food. And if you listen to the Slimming World podcasts, at the moment they're doing 1 or 2 that are actually on YouTube, so they're videoed. And I've found those much more interesting. And they are talking about, making this plan work properly. I think the strapline that Slimming World are using at the moment is real. Eating real food. So that you can fit into the real life. So that we don't have to say, I've come off plan because life got in the way, or I've come off plan because everybody deserves a treat, or everybody must have a treat. What is a treat? For me, a treat isn't something that is going to make me gain weight. That's torture, that's punishment, that's just doesn't help me. So, yeah, Slimming World works if you work it. There are opportunities to be vegans, vegetarians, whatever you want to be on there. The plan will support you. But with regard to actually gaining weight, was it Albert Einstein who said if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. That's never going to change. And on this plan, doing what I've done this time and getting the results I've got this time, albeit a bit slower, is actually so much more satisfying than, joining a group, losing 6.5, 7.5, 10.5 pounds the first week and thinking I'm God's gift to dieting, which is, you're not. You've just dropped a load of water weight because you've been overeating, Jane. Get real, get honest. If you want to join any kind of diet plan, the chances are the first week you will lose a lot of water weight. That's what the body does. That's not what we've done. That's what the body does. And any plan can sustain a weight loss. And the more effort you put in, I think, the more consistent your weight is. But when I'm talking about putting effort in, I'm talking about putting in an effort to eat well, not to starve yourself. So I could rant about this all day because it breaks my heart when I see people starving themselves, or even doing something like I tried the Cambridge, didn't I? I tried the Cambridge plan while I was looking after my friend who was ill. Did 4 weeks on it. Gained 7 pounds. Don't tell me Cambridge works. It didn't work for me. Don't believe in it. Yes, you can drop an amazing amount of weight at the beginning of a Cambridge plan, water weight, but I've never met anybody yet who hasn't said, or the people I know who've done it, that they've been hungry the whole time they were doing it. And the only people I know who've had any success on it have been one particular friend of mine, Claire, who does it for 4 weeks before she goes on holiday. That she does that so she can feel fantastic in a bikini, and the weight that she's lost in those 4 weeks, she can put it back on when she's on holiday. But the difference is, she's not overweight to start with. She's just doing it to give herself a buffer while she's on holiday. So, yeah, this is my channel. All you'll ever hear me talk about is Slimming World. There are other plans out there that other people will show you how it works for them, and I'm not knocking them at all. But all you'll ever hear me talking about is Slimming World because I believe in it. So that's me. I've rambled. I'm off. We're going to go for a walk soon. We've got some shopping to do for somebody. So I will be back probably after my next weigh-in. Take care. Bye for now.